Good morning, guys. I'm here to talk to you about creating drawings in Fusion and why that's important to you on this Do Nothing machine. And again, this is the original Do Nothing machine. This one has not been edited to be the sizes that your project's going to require out of you. And so I haven't done any of that. I just want to show you how to use drawings. And you guys will have gotten this document already. And it says what to turn in. And step one is that we need to turn in one drawing per part with all dimensions and hidden lines shown. Each drawing should have a front, top, right side isometric view. The isometric view should not have hidden lines shown. If you have the same part in your assembly more than once, you will still only need one drawing. Alright, so let's go back here. So what we're saying here is I need a drawing of the base. I have two sliders in my Do Nothing machine, but I only need to make one drawing of them, right? Same with the pins and things like that. And so yours might look like this. You are welcome to, for example, if you want to open it up individually like this to create your drawings, that's 100% fine. And I guess I can walk you through doing this first. So if I have a drawing all by itself, what we want to do from here is we're going to go up to this big design button, click that, and it gives us more options. And we're going to go down to drawing, and we can hit from design. Okay, so that's what we have in front of us. And it's saying the full assembly, because right now this full assembly is only one part. Create new, yes. From scratch, yes. We do not want ISO, we want ASME. Millimeters, yes, because that's how we drew it. And then for the sheet size, that's talking about page size. We're going to change that to a standard page size. So you can do 8.5 by 11, or you can do 11 by 8.5. It doesn't matter. That's totally up to you. I'm just going to do a kind of standard vertically oriented page, okay? So I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to open up a new tab up here, and this is what it should look like. You kind of have this blank page here, and you can see as I hover my mouse around, there's part of this base, okay? And then what we have over here is the drawing view. Right now it's set up to show me the front. If I click on that, I can get different angles. We're going to leave it at front for now. For style, visible edges, so that's only what you would see. Visible and hidden edges, which is important because we need to have hidden lines shown. Shaded with hidden edges. So we're going to go visible and hidden edges. And this seems a little small to me. So right now the scale is 1 to 4. So to make that bigger, we're going to change this so that it's 1 to 2. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go with that. Tangent edges, you can kind of play around with it. There's not a huge difference there. It's more in the curves and things like that. And so what I can do right now is the base that I brought over looks totally shaded. But what I want to show you guys is if I click to place that, I'm going to kind of go lower left-ish. Alright? And so now I've placed that within my page, and I'm just going to hit OK, because I've already kind of got the settings how I want. And as soon as I hit OK, then it turns that into what we want. Right? So now I have the lines. It looks exactly like how we did our sketches way back at the beginning of the year. And this is a front view. So that's perfect. And then what we would want to do is we want to create another view, right? Because this is the front, and we need to have right side, and then we need to have top and isometric. So we're going to go up here to the drawing little toolbar, and right there, a new base view. There's a lot of ways to do this. That's just one of them. Okay, and this time, I want it to be I'll do the right side first. And we're going to change this again to 1.2. And I'm going to try to line this up as good as I can. You guys can do this a little bit better later on, but I'm going to do my best right now to get that pretty lined up. Okay. And then I'm going to hit OK. And now there's my right side. I want to create another one. I need it to be 1 to 2. And I want the top view now. And again, I want this pretty well lined up here. Okay, I've got that placed. And you guys will have more names shown than just mine. You guys will have your whole groups on there. Then we just hit OK. And again, everything pops up the way that we need it to be. Okay, now the last one we're left with is we're going to have to do a little bit different stuff. We can hit base view, and we want it to be what we call the home view. And we want it to be 1 to 2. And I'm a little bit tight on space, so we're going to need to do some moving around. I'm going to keep that nice and snug over there. One thing we want to change here, so I'm going to go ahead and place that, and we can move some things around. So I need to move this a little bit. And I'm just clicking with a normal left click and dragging those views around. And you can do a lot of stuff to like get it lined up, and then I can hold, was it Shift or Control? No, it's right over there like that. Trying to line it up. Okay. And remember, we did not want to, if you go back and look at this, the isometric view should not have hidden lines shown. And we do right now in this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to double click that, and it's going to open this window back up. And what we need to change is this right here. We only want visible edges, not the hidden edges. So if we like that, that would work. We've got a couple confusing things though, because we don't see the curved edges. So let's try and play around with some other stuff, and that's the tangent edges. So when I have those tangent edges, I can change this so that it shows those curves. And then the other way to do it is I could then just go to shaded, and it would bring it in like that. That's with the hidden. And for this isometric, I don't really mind what you do. I just don't want hidden lines shown. So I think I'm going to go with that to have my tangent lines showing there. And I'm going to close that, and I would be good to go with that. If you felt this was a little too big, we could go in here and change it a little bit. Whoops. Oh, that's okay. Oh, I went the wrong way. 2.25 is what I'm thinking, to shrink it just a little bit. And I could do that with all of these. Double clicking them. And our last one. And that probably fills the space a little bit better, you know, and not taking up so much room. Okay, so now I've got my drawing a little bit set here in terms of all the views are laid out, right? This would be a top, a right side, excuse me, a front, a right side, and then this one's the top, right? And then this is my isometric. And the other thing we need to have then, of course, are the dimensions. So let's go back and take a look here. And there's a lot of dimensions that you can use to get really specific: linear, angled, aligned, radius. What I like to do is this one, and it's kind of a, I call it like a smart dimension. It can kind of tell what you're trying to do. And so, for example, I can go corner to corner pretty easily. And there's 150. And again, you guys, this is going to be different. It should be different. If it's 150 by 150, it's too big. You're outside of your requirements that you have to be on this project, right? It must not exceed 30 by 130 by 130. Well, I'm clearly bigger than that because I was just using my original one. You guys will have changed this. And then there's a lot of things that we can go into detail here. You know, we could go here. Whoops. Hit escape because I messed up. And I can put that up there a little bit, dimension from that as well, and I can then grab these points if I wanted. And that number is not as important to us. If you want to put that on there, that's fine. If I want to show the angle, maybe I would go over here, zoom in a little, make sure I get this whole line to this whole line. Move that out there, and then show from here to here what I'm looking at. And really make sure you get all these kind of dimensions on there. What else do we need? Oh, I don't have the overall thickness. So I could go, where do I want to put that? That's probably okay. and then I'm going to just get back to my normal mouse, and then I can grab these things and move them. My normal arrow select tool. And you guys can go in and keep doing more dimensions if you need to for your requirements. This gives you kind of a nice basis of what you need to do. And then from here, we can save this, and it saves to your data panel just like all your other stuff does. You can also, beyond saving it, which I would highly recommend, is then you can export the PDF, which turns it into something that you can print. And that PDF can also then be submitted with what you can attach to the Google Classroom assignment. And so this base would now be all set. And so I'm going to save mine. Do nothing base, drawing. I'm going to call it just tutorial. And I want to go back here to the base real quick. Let's see. There we go. This assembly. And I want to show you a different way to get to a drawing. Okay? And so if you have everything drawn like this, you don't have all the separate individual parts here. Let's say that I want to dimension a slider. I can go to my component list here. I can right-click it. And there's also, then what I can do is hit Create Drawing right from in here. And what it's going to be a little bit different is instead of contents being the full assembly, it's saying just your selection, which is my slider. So that's one component, perfect. Create New is the same, From Scratch is the same, and we want ASME, and we want 8.5 by 11, and we could then hit OK. And then what it's going to do for us is, even though I had this full assembly, right, on my page, because of me right-clicking on one particular component, it's then going to create, that one part in my drawing. Okay? And then you can kind of keep going through everything else the same way we did before. It's just another way to get to this drawing feature within Fusion. So that should get you guys everything that you need in order to be able to create your drawings for each part on this Step 2 design where you have to turn in drawings for each part. All right, thank you.